Man, what's up everybody? You already know who it is. It's White Boy Rick. We back at it again with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be speaking on Gervonta Davis, aka Tank, and how he may have tricked himself out of his position by getting in a hit and run, facing 14 charges, and if he's convicted for them all, he'll be doing over 7 years in prison. Let's jump into it. Baltimore, Maryland. WBA junior lightweight champion Gervonta Davis has been charged with 14 counts related to an alleged hit and run that occurred in Baltimore last November. Baltimore City court documents say police responded to a two-car accident just before 2 a.m. on November 5th, 2020, where they found a 2020 Lamborghini SUV crashed into a 2004 Toyota Coupe. After watching red light cameras and convenience store cameras and hearing eyewitness counts, police say a Lamborghini driven by Davis ran a red light and ran into the Toyota. Police also say that a black Camaro arrived at the scene shortly after the accident and that Davis and an unidentified female passenger transferred items from the Lamborghini into the Camaro, then left the scene in the second car. The 4 passengers in the Toyota suffered non-life-threatening injuries in the crash and were transferred to the University of Maryland Shock Trauma Center. Fortunately, the victims in this case were able to survive this alleged hit-and-run collision with recoverable injuries despite the potential for a far worse scenario. My office will continue to do our part to hold reckless drivers accountable when their harmful actions put innocent lives in jeopardy, said State Attorney Marilyn Mosby. Davis has a history of legal issues. In February 2020, Davis was charged with simple battery and domestic violence in Coral Gables, Florida, after an incident with the mother of his daughter at a charity basketball game. In September 2018, Davis was charged with disorderly conduct after allegedly getting into a fistfight outside a bar in Washington, D.C. In September 2017, Davis was charged with a misdemeanor assault after allegedly punching a childhood friend with a gloved fist, although those charges were later dropped. The last time Davis was in the ring, he delivered a 6-round knockout to Leo Santa Cruz in October 2020. If convicted of all 14 counts, Davis could face up to 7 years and 55 days in prison. Alright y'all, you know the deal. Let's jump into this one. Now, let me start by saying whether you like this boxer or not, you gotta respect his game at least a little bit, because dude was what, 23, 24 and 0? All damn near all knockouts? Like, hey, he a scrapper for real. He knows how to get down. He knows how to work hard. He put in his work to earn the position he was in, right? And I say he was in because there's a possibility he may not be in that position anymore. And that's the whole reason I'm making this video. As y'all notice, this isn't the craziest story. This isn't have to do with murder and everything like that. And most of my videos, I get the most extreme crimes I could find and bring them y'all way so we can learn from that. But this is a prime example, and this is a perfect lesson to be learned from someone who's in a position that a lot of people will never reach, right? You had the fame, the money, you had it all going for you, and you kept tricking yourself out of your position. And what I mean by that is, look, he's been in trouble for assault, for battery, for disorderly conduct. This isn't his first run-in with the law, and it's continuing to happen, and it's becoming a habit. When he got arrested, or he just got arrested, but when he did this hit and run, dude, it was shortly after he just won a fight. Then he goes out and celebrates his birthday and gets caught in a hit and run, and it all goes downhill from there. Now, my very first question to ask is, bro, if you're in that position, if you're that well known, if you got money like that, why the fuck are you driving? Why the fuck you ain't pay for a driver, bro? I mean, come on now. That shit ain't expensive like that. If you know you finna go out and drink and party and do what you do, get a designated driver. That's the first lesson to be learned. Anybody who drinks, don't fucking drive. Period. What do you need to drink and drive for? Catch a Uber, catch a Lyft, have your homie pick you up, have your girl pick you up, whatever it is. Stop fucking drinking and driving. But that's a lesson we should all know by now, but we don't, so I'm gonna reiterate it. But past that, another big lesson to learn is don't work your ass off and let anybody, whether it's a friend, a significant other, a boss, a coworker, or yourself, never let anybody trick you out of your position. And what does that mean? Some of y'all gonna know what that mean off rip. Some of y'all gonna know exactly what I mean when I say don't let nobody trick you out of your position. But for those who don't know what that means, is look at where he's at right now. Jail. Look at where he was a few months ago, 6 months ago, feeling like he was on top of the world. Money, fame, stardom. He's growing. He's undefeated. Like, this is what we all want, is to build up that career and to make something of ourselves. And you gonna trick yourself out of your position, meaning possibly lose any title shots, possibly lose years of freedom. Who knows if the leagues don't even want you? Who knows if they're gonna want you to fight on ESPN or anything like that, because the representation of yourself that you're building. If you're out here committing a shitload of crimes, they may not want to put you on the big screen like that. You worked your ass off for all these years to build up in the ranks, and because you had to drive that Lamborghini, look at where you're at. You're facing over 7 years in prison because you let yourself or the ones around you, your peers, trick you out of your position. Now, what are you going to be telling yourself if you do get convicted? Even if it's only a year or two, what are you going to be telling yourself in your head? Bro, I shouldn't have done that. I should have had someone drive. I should have made better decisions. I was all the way up here, and now I'm back at the bottom, back at square one. And it doesn't have to be a famous person. I mean, it could be myself. I've had jobs, great jobs. They paid well, and I was slowly working my way up. But what happened? I let these other people, the way they talked, the way they moved, the things they did, affect me enough to where I tricked myself out of my position, and I ended up leaving that place. Now, do I regret it? No. I couldn't deal with these people. But when other people affect you so much, eventually you're bound to trick yourself out of your position. Don't work your ass off and let someone take that from you. Don't let yourself take that from you. You know you got shit to do. You know you've earned this position. Don't let nobody fuck that up for you. Don't let nobody trick you out of your position regardless. You hear rappers say it when they get caught up in beef and one of them is talking all the shit, making all these songs, and the other one's quiet. What do they say? You ain't finna trick me out of my position. I'm not finna broadcast what the hell's going on. I'm not finna make dumbass decisions, because look at where I'm at. I don't want to go back to where I was. And that, I feel like, is a huge lesson to be learned here. This, again, isn't the wildest, craziest crime there ever was. Luckily, the people who got injured, it wasn't life-threatening. They're doing all right. That's not the major part. My heart goes out to the people who were injured. Don't get me wrong. But that's not the focal point. The focal point is someone who put themselves in such a position to win and who was winning just potentially threw it all away because they didn't want to get a driver. Because they just weren't thinking straight. They were just so amped up and ready to party and ready to have fun. That may have cost 7 years of his life. And even if he's not convicted and doesn't do no prison time, like I said, these stations, the ESPN and stuff, they may not want to broadcast him like that. And sucks to say, but the people in power have the power. If they don't like you, you think they're gonna showcase you? If they don't like what you're representing, how you're holding yourself, you think they're really just gonna throw you back in the limelight? No, you're probably gonna have to rework a lot of shit you've already done, and you're gonna have to work hard to build up your representation of yourself and your own resume to show that you're not just someone who can't handle himself, someone who keeps going out and getting in trouble and making dumb decisions. You're gonna have to build that up to where people want to support you again. And this goes for famous people and just regular people. You know, you trick yourself out of your position, you make dumb decisions, your peers, your family, your loved ones, you're gonna have to rebuild that up with them as well. So that's my key right here. Again, don't ever fucking drink and drive. I can't reiterate that enough. But past that, don't ever let nobody trick you out of your position. Always know where you're at and what you had to do to get there, and make decisions based off that, and don't let others play a part in your life when they're not going to have to take the punishment, when they're not going to have to deal with the repercussions. It's all on you. It's all on me. I will not let anybody trick me out of the position I worked my ass off to put myself in once I've been through it and once I learned, and everybody shouldn't have to go through that. That's why I bring these stories our way. Let's learn from him. He was at the top. He was doing fucking well. And now he may be back at the bottom. Nobody wants to go through that. And I can only imagine when you're way up here and you drop all the way back to the bottom, it's probably twice as hard to get back up there. And the motivation and everything, it might not be there. You might be so disappointed in yourself that you slipped so bad that you may spiral downwards. But hey, that's really what my takeaway is. Just don't let nobody trick you out of your position, regardless of the situation and regardless of who it is. Always know where you stand and what you had to do to get there, and always know that you're more important than the bullshit that's going on in your life. But hey, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you turn the notification bell on so you can see it first. If you want to support the channel, make sure you click the links in the description below. Also, if you could share this video to everybody you know, we want to keep the page growing. You feel me? We on the up and up. But as always, it's White Boy Rick. Till next time.